Now I invite Ms. Shavani Stewart, our next guest speaker. 20-year-old Shavani S. Stewart is an ambitious Antiguan young woman born of Moorish Jamaican descent. She's a senior at the Antigua and Barbuda International Institute of Technology, where she majors in information technology and will graduate this summer. Leadership is quite new to Shavani due to her usual reserved nature. Her debut is quite recent, beginning in 2018 at the age of 17 when she became a core programmer and team leader in a local robotics group, Redonda Robots. She is the sole female member and team leader. She has then continued with the group as an instructor in basic logic and programming. Her growth augmented when she took part in a group to promote sustainability at the annual Dudley Hack in 2019. Her group, National Disturbance Information Systems, abbreviated NADIS, were the first Antiguans to win the Dudley Hack. With that win, it presented many opportunities to attend many important events and network with a number of professionals. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Shavani Stewart to the stage.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm tiny. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Please allow me to adapt all the protocols that have been previously established. Good morning, all, once again. Wow, it's such an honor to speak here yet again. To all our viewers of whom are visually impaired, I am of short stature, slim figure. I am a dark, black, dark-skinned woman with small brown eyes, a button nose, small full lips, and today I'm wearing a dusty pink shirt, a black cardigan, and a black skirt. All right. An illustrious woman of class, the president of the University of Utah, Miss Ruth Watkins, once said, "We are citizens of the world, and our role as such is to tailor the world to be more ethical than the one we grew up in." What we can attain from this excerpt is that no matter what intersections you occupy, no matter what intersections you occupy, whether you have a different race, class, sex, ethnicity, gender, your responsibility is to pave the way for others like you. Quick note for those who are unaware of what intersections mean. Intersections are the building blocks of an individual's identity, which consists of multiple factors, including but not limited to gender identity, race, ethnicity, socioeconomic class, religious beliefs, etc. For instance, my shining young ladies in IT, Sir Isaac Newton once said, not verbatim, that we're standing on the shoulders of giants. The women who came before us have made it more possible for us to put the foot in the door for our succeeding generation and the generation after them, and henceforth. It's not my first time, though, speaking in a setting such as this. Along with the meticulous Mrs. Shanil Imhoff, I've spoken at the Girls in IT event at the Girls in IT event in 2019, a collaborative effort made possible by iLab Global and Cisco. During that time, I was still interning at the Antigua and Barbuda Public Utilities Authority, occupying the role of computer applications programmer and developer assistant. Then after work was over, I had to head down to the public library or Patrick Lake Center to join my robotics team, the Redonda Robots. That's me. Being the sole female team leader since 2018, I had the responsibility of teaching basic programming practices and logic to the other members. So from 8:30 a.m. to sometimes as late as the next morning, I would have my head deep into a computer. Not a good practice, 10 out of 10 would not recommend, please get rest. Despite all of that, it made me very happy as it was something I loved doing. And it makes me very excited to see you all ladies here, because representation matters. It goes without saying that IT has been a very male-driven industry for some time. I won't lie though, it has not been easy being here. There were many a time I had to constantly prove myself that I'm just as competent as my male counterparts and sometimes even better. There might be instances that this may happen to you. Next slide. Okay, so let's look at some statistics. According to builtin.com, regarding workplace trends, 26% of computing-related jobs are held by women. That's not enough, just saying. 50% of women said they have experienced gender discrimination at work, and women were 22% more likely to experience imposter syndrome in the workplace. What is imposter syndrome, you may ask? The overwhelming feeling of being out of place compared to your colleagues. Next slide. Now let's look at hiring trends. 48% of women in STEM jobs have reported discrimination in the hiring process. 39% of those women view gender bias as a primary reason for not being offering a promotion. While 66% of those women report that there is no clear path for them in their career at their current companies. Next slide. So we've talked about intersections. Let's look at a race breakdown. In the United States, 89% of women in STEM-related jobs are white, and 3% that look like me, and most of you here, occupy only 3%, while 6% are Asian and 2% are Hispanic. Next slide. So my advice to you, whenever you're having a case of imposter syndrome and you start to doubt your capabilities, just remember the first programmer was female. Without Catherine Goebel-Johnson's calculations and capabilities, Project Apollo lunar lander would have never synced with the Moon Orbiting Command and Service Module. And the Spanning Tree Protocol would have never been created if it weren't for the mother of the internet, Miss Radia Perlman. So ladies, you have every right to be doing what you're doing. You deserve to be here. It is quite ironic that this presentation is entitled Breaking Out of Your Comfort Zone and Excelling in IT. The first part is usually the hardest. I can recall the first few days of my internship where I had to make a presentation to my supervisor. So no, contrary to popular belief, you won't be sitting at your desk at all times. And being the usually reserved and introverted person I am, it was quite a challenge to do that consistently. But anyways, Chair, I was shaking at the boots, and it was not just the AC. I was mortified. So despite all that, I pulled through and I got accustomed over time. Exposure is the best way to get accustomed, which is why you are all here. The challenges prepared for you will allow for your growth, for you to think innovatively. Remember, ladies, a movement starts with one idea, one woman. I hope you thoroughly enjoy your day here and that you will leave feeling empowered and inspired. Thank you.